ver. Bueno, so, Miss Killman, I never go to parties. Please don't, people don't ask me to parties, no? Why should they ask me? I'm plain, I'm unhappy. She knew it was idiotic, but it was all those people passing, people with parcels who despised her, who made her say it. However, she was Doris Killman. So you see, she was very resentful because she thought that the people looked at her despising her because she was poor and nobody invited her to parties. Uh, she was a woman who had made her way in the world. Her knowledge of modern history was more than respectable. So at least she had this knowledge, no? I don't pity myself.
Yeah, she's very proud of her degree because
Because I mean, she's proud of her degree and of her independence in a way, because she
yes,
works.
yes, yes. It's
Uh,
her degree who gives her independence.
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 I don't pity myself, she said. I pity, she meant to say your mother, but no, she could not to Elizabeth.
Pasa,
I pity other people, she
contame.
said, more. So, don't quite forget me, said Doris Killman. Her voice quivered. Right away to the end of the field, the dumb creature galloped in terror. So poor Elizabeth. Elizabeth had to leave. She escaped. And so Doris tells her, don't quite forget me. Elizabeth turned her head. The waitress came. One had to pay at the desk, Elizabeth said, and went off, drawing out. So Miss Killman felt the very entrails in her body, stretching them as she crossed the room, and then, with a final twist, bowing her head very politely, she went. So Elizabeth wanted to leave. She wanted to escape. And Miss Killman doesn't want her to leave, but, well, she had to accept it. She had gone. Miss Killman sat at the marble table among the eclairs, stricken once, twice, thrice by shocks of suffering. She had gone. Mrs. Dalloway had triumphed. Elizabeth had gone. Beauty had gone. Youth had gone. So you see, it is ridiculous, of course, that
Mm.
Elizabeth was going to leave because Clarissa was her mother, obviously, no? So she sat, she got up, blundered off among the little tables, rocking slightly from side to side, and somebody came after her with her petticoat, and she lost her way, and was hemmed in by trunks especially prepared for taking to India. Next got among the accoutrement sets and baby linen, through all the commodities of the world, perishable and permanent, hams, drugs, flowers, stationery, variously smelling, now sweet, now sour, she lurched. Saw herself thus lurching, with her hat askew, very red in the face, full length in a looking-glass, and at last came out into the street. So this paragraph is grandiose. The way she leaves the shop, because apparently this is a big place where they sell many things, no, like Harrods, something like that. And
Yeah.
she, instead of walking directly to the exit, she walks like a lost person. Yes, moving from one side to side. She lost her way, hemmed in by trunks, como que se chocaba con las cosas, yes, and this description through all the commodities of the world, because in this place they sell different things. Hams, drugs, flowers, I mean, different things. And she couldn't buy them. She was in the middle of this place and she was lost. Lost in the sense mentally.
Yes, and it's a place for rich people.
Of course, she's not, I mean,
She's there because of Elizabeth, but
yes, but she's out of
it's
context.
not her place.
No. And she looked at herself in a mirror and she saw herself with her hat askew, ¿no? El sombrero torcido, red in the face, no? And so finally she came out into the street. So for her, it was like, I mean, as if she were in a kind of zoo, no, where she felt trapped. Well, when she goes out, she can see the Westminster Cathedral rose in front of her, the habitation of God. Because remember that she had also this kind of mystic connection, no, with God. In the midst of the traffic, there was the habitation of God. Doggedly, she set off with her parcel to that other sanctuary, the Abbey, where, raising her hands in a tent before her face, she sat beside those driven into shelter too, the variously assorted worshippers, now divested of social rank, almost of sex, as they raised their hands before their faces. But once they removed them, instantly reverent, middle class, English men and women, some of them desirous of seeing the waxworks. So when she goes to the Abbey, she's also out of place because the others are middle class English people. And when she's praying for her, they were divested of social rank and almost of sex. When they are praying, they are worshippers, but when they take out their hands from their faces, they are middle class, and she is not middle class, you see? But Miss Killman held her tent before her face. You understand the tent, no? She's covering her face with her hands, no? Now she was deserted, now rejoined. New worshippers came in from the street to replace the strollers. And still, as people gazed round and shuffled past the tomb of the unknown warrior, still she barred her eyes with her fingers and tried in this double darkness, for the light in the abbey was bodiless, to aspire above the vanities. You see, she wants to be above the vanities, the desires, the commodities, to rid herself both of hatred and of love. Her hands twitched. She seemed to struggle. Yet to others God was accessible, and the path to him smooth. And so she also finds a difference between her religion and other people's religions. And so, for instance, Mrs. Gorham, no? A woman who is there. The Mr. Fletcher. But they are different, I mean, from her, no? And having done their praying, leant back, enjoyed the music, and saw Miss Kilman at the end of the row, praying, and being still on the threshold of their underworld, thought of her sympathetically as a soul haunting the same territory. But Mr. Fletcher had to go. He had to pass her, and being himself neat as a new pin, could not help being a little distressed by the poor lady's disorder. So the other people in the abbey looked at her, and they don't like her because her hair is in disorder, her parcel is on the floor. So then the woman, no? She was large, robust, her largeness, robustness, and power as she sat there, shifting her knees from time to time. It was so rough the approach to her God, so tough her desires, impressed him, as they had impressed Mrs. Dalloway. She could not get the thought of her out of her mind that afternoon. The Reverend Willard Whittaker, and Elizabeth too. So this mind, this Killman's mind, is troubled. She's very troubled. She feels that she is all the time thinking of Clarissa. She cannot take Clarissa out of her mind, and the people who looked at her also saw in her somebody who does not fit, because she's very big, because she's in disorder, her clothes are poor. So she feels the rejection, even when she's praying, no?